It's so good to see you.
It's so good to see you, Mrs. Congratulations.
Oh, thank you. You're the first episode of season 2.
Oh my God, I'm excited. Well, thank you for having me.
I'm
And
so nervous.
choosing me.
Of course, it's such an honor. It's such an honor. I keep replaying this conversation we recently had through DM where you were trying to decide whether you were going to have a new Instagram for your Pilates.
Oh my God, yes.
You're going fast. I'm going to catch up. You're going really fast, and we're gonna get there. But
Yeah. Oh my God. Wow. Wow. Yeah. Whoa. That like just took me back for a second. Totally forgot about that.
yeah, I was going through my Instagram, and I'm like, we just had this conversation. Yeah, you have this amazing project, which I'm so excited about. I have so many questions because I don't even know how to say the name. I'm so sorry because I don't
No
want
worries.
wrong. My accent always gets like caught up.
No, it's all good.
So how do you say your last name first of all?
So depends. If you're Hispanic, people say Falcón. If you're, yep, if you're American, Falcon. So either or translates.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so I introduced you, and I was like, I don't know. I hope I'm saying her last name right. I said it right.
Okay, perfect.
So, what is your background, Bianca? What is your background?
Okay, so my parents are Cuban. They both migrated here from Cuba, but I'm born and raised here in Miami. Me and my brothers are, so I'm like second generation Cuban. Born and raised in Miami. I went to school here. I danced pretty much my whole life, and I think that's how we met. I was at A&M for high school, and yeah, I danced a little bit throughout high school, and even in college I was at Miami-Dade. I did my first 2 years at Miami-Dade, so I was in the dance academy there, which was incredible. It was very like rigid ballet, modern training, which was incredible. And then I kind of hit that crossroad of like, okay, am I going to continue dance, or what am I going to do professionally? And to be honest, I didn't really have the drive to pursue dance like professionally as like I thought I did. So I was like, maybe I'll just do it more like for fun and just still dance on the side. I kind of shifted gears and kind of got into Pilates because I did a lot of that during my training in modern dance, especially. And that like completely transformed my life. I fell super in love with it, and my mom was like encouraging me to get certified. And it wasn't until like I want to say my second year, because then I transferred to FIU, and I was studying like recreation therapy, something completely off from what I was studying. I did like a minor in like psychology. I wanted to do psych, and then I ended up on this other path. But anyway, so that's kind of where my Pilates journey was birthed. Pretty much I got exposed to it from my dance training, and as a lot of dancers actually. And then thankfully I got hired at this like Pilates studio that was opening up in Brickell, and I like just worked the front desk. I'm like, this is the perfect way to kind of get my feet into the culture of it, see if this is like something I really want to pursue. And I fell super in love with it. I ended up enrolling for the teacher training like a year later. And yeah, after college, that's all I've done, really. It's crazy. That like literally became like my career path.
Okay, but you've done a lot. You've
Yeah.
picked a lot of stuff on the way, and it's life is just beautiful, right? Like you just
Yeah.
so many places. So you are certified.
Yes.
Is one of my questions. You're certified, and a lot of times they always advise, people that are trying to get into, teaching something, or even in the filmmaking industry, they always tell us to go and be, like, how do you say that? When you're like, you don't get paid for now, but you're like there, like what you said, you were like working at a salon, but you weren't really like going. That wasn't okay. So when you started,
Like, uh-huh.
forget the question
It's all good.
to ask you
Like
there.
when you're kind of like, wait, are you relating it to what I said about like, um, when I was like interested in Pilates, but I wasn't like certified yet? Kind of was like getting my feet wet type of thing.
Right. I guess you were exposed to this whole new world,
Yeah.
and you're like, what is this? I need to get in here. And
Yeah.
you automatically fell in love with it. So
I
that's
did.
to that first question. When are you the happiest?
Oof. When I'm happiest, like with my career, you mean? Or just in general? Honestly, I really thrive off community. And that's really why I had created my brand, which I'm sure you'll ask me more questions about. But yeah, I mean, even in my job, it is about community. It's about the clients that I have the pleasure of instructing and having people just learn about their bodies, no matter what shape or size. Like it doesn't matter. Like that's what I love about the Pilates method is that, especially at the jobs I'm at, it promotes that everybody can do this. I mean, maybe there's some moves that you have to progress to, but it is something for every single body. And that's what Joseph Pilates, like, he created this incredible method that like healed like soldiers from like World War III. His story is incredible, but it's just something that gets people feeling leaving the sessions feeling greater than they walked in. And I think that's like an incredible thing I
Wow.
get to do every day. People like they tell me their stories like, I came in with like chronic back pain and now it's like it's helped alleviate it. And
Wow.
it's like a therapy hour
Actually
for
hurts a lot. So,
yeah. And I think that too, that just how people are they go in there and that's like their therapy hour too. And just if I can help them have a good point in their like day, I feel like that's so special.
wow. So you feel like that's beautiful. Do you think that Pilates, and this is really an outreach question, a lot of things go in my mind. Do you think Pilates help women, men, people, genders, everyone with
Mhm.
body dysmorphia and ED?
Um, I would like to think so. I like to think as me, like personally, I guess speaking as an instructor, I try to really highlight every type of body I have in the room and try to make sure that they understand that no matter what your body is, no matter what, like your body's incredible as it is. And that's like really my goal as a movement professional is, you know, people honoring their bodies for as they are because it's a blessing to even move our bodies. And I think a lot of people get stuck in, I don't look like this and like which is super easy. It's our culture, it's our social media and stuff. I mean, heck, I grew up dancing and and that's a whole other story, but I've had that happen to me too. I was a curvy girl and doing ballet and that was like not acceptable. So um I'm sure people go in there, I think as any fitness facility, I'm sure people go in there a little intimidated, but I guess speaking from my half, I always try to make sure I leave a positive message like, hey, if you have to do the move like this, there's nothing wrong with that. Like,
That.
just honor your bodies where it's at.
I love that so much because when you were talking about it, it sounds like people learn to also love their bodies, like get to know their bodies. Like, oh, I didn't know I could stretch like this, right?
Yeah, exactly.
The world. It's so exciting. Have you ever gotten injured?
Doing Pilates or just in general?
Bodies.
No, thankfully I have not. I mean, definitely I think that and Pilates is something that people don't realize. Like you have to be very like you have to like it is a very much mind body connection. That's why I get kind of confused with yoga a lot, is people think it's kind of
Yeah,
like
that's another question. What is
okay.
the difference between yoga and Pilates? I was looking at your pictures and I'm like, that looks like yoga. I've never
Okay.
seen Pilates.
Well, like total like to be very honest, also and well for to make sense, like Joseph Pilates was very inspired by yoga as well. So there's certain elements of yoga influenced in the Pilates method. However, it's like so there's like the classical method and then there's the contemporary. So I got trained as a contemporary Pilates instructor, but the classical method is like the original series of exercises that Joseph Pilates created, which when you look at it, it's nothing like yoga. It's very core based. It's a lot more rigid, whereas I like to think yoga is more like poses. Like you go into like your shavasana, if I'm saying it right, like shavasana, your downward dog. Like I guess they're similar, like they have a sequence that they follow. I really don't know too.
It's like they're cousins. It's a
Kind of, yes.
they're just like
Yeah,
but they're different.
but they're different. like the breathing's different in yoga and Pilates. Just the series of movements. Um, and also we use apparatuses. So like we have the reformer, which is like this bed. It literally looks like a bed, and you lay on that, or you can stand on it. You can do a million exercises on there.
Mhm.
Whereas yoga is pretty much always your body and your mat.
Right.
So Pilates I think is like a little bit more. There's more elements to it, and then yoga is like an ancient like a philosophy lifestyle.
Right.
That's the best way I like to describe it.
That was really well. That was.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. I know it's a super common, and I still have people say, "Yeah, she does yoga," and I'm like, "I don't do yoga," but I mean, I would, but I know it's not yoga.
It's not. When did when did it switch for you? Like when did you go? I call that a switch. When you said, "I want to be a Pilates instructor, and this is what I want to do with my life."
I was really inspired by my coworkers and like how when I got hired, I had really an incredible coworker. Her name was Manuela. She was just like I just loved how she moved, and she doesn't work with us anymore. She moved back to New York, but she was also a dancer.
Mhm.
And I just, when I would watch the classes and see how it would flow and how she would teach and just how people felt afterwards, like it just felt so fulfilling. And when I started practicing it, I'm like, it felt like, I don't know, I loved how it made me feel. I've never been like a gym person. Like I never really was like thank God my mom put me in dance because like I was never into like I love dancing and that was it. So this was something that I just loved to practice for myself, and I'm like I could see myself teaching. I had taught dance also to like little girls for a little bit in college, so um I think that helped too when I transitioned into teaching. But I was freaking terrified to start teaching them. I'm not gonna lie, it's very intimidating.
What's been the largest class of students? How many students have you taught before?
um,
That's the largest.
crazy enough, it's been this year when I started my brand and doing the like mat events. So far the
Let's get into it. What is the name of your brand?
okay, Discolates.
It's
I was
so so fancy.
yeah, I'm a little
I was gonna ask you about those stickers. I want one. I'm gonna get one.
I got one for you.
God, I'm so
So Discolates, it's so funny. Everybody's like, "What is that?" This one girl, when I did my first one, she's like, "I thought you were gonna give out like lattes." I'm like, "No, no, 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 it's not that, right?" Maybe maybe a future event, but this idea kind of birthed during quarantine. Um, Obviously, I was teaching online a lot, and I was just seeing everybody online. Everybody was online, showcasing their skills, like doing what we can do to get money or keep your mental sanity. And I just saw so many DJs go live, and as also I'm like a huge like music lover and music festivals, and like I think music is like I've connected with so many amazing people through festivals and music, etc. So that's always like that's something I hold like kind of dear to my heart. But I'm not musically like I'm not talented. I'm not like I don't play guitar. I just love it.
music lover. That is talent right there.
I love music. But I can't sing or anything, but I respect people who can. So I was like, man, I really would love since I'm not like I wasn't dancing anymore, and I'm like, man, I want to make something like really creative because I feel like for a long time I like just kind of shut out that side of me. I thought, I have to be like this way to be a creative or like that. And then finally I was like, you know what? I'm just this idea came to mind. I saw all these DJs playing, and I have a couple friends that are DJs, and I was thinking, okay, there has to be something I can do, like an event or something, can mix like music with like Pilates and like make it a vibe.
Wow.
And then I don't know where this Disco Pilates came to mind. I don't know. I like Valeria, I like really don't know where it came from. And I was like looking online. I'm like, hey, like, did I hear that somewhere? And I like Googled it. And I'm like, nothing came up. I
Wow.
don't know where it came from. I really don't. Maybe it did, but at this moment, I have no recollection of it.
The music.
And Yeah, and so I just thought, okay, cool. I'll do like a live stream since it was still like, around the time it was still very heavy lockdown COVID. I'll
Hmm.
do some like live stream and teach a live mat class and then just see who tunes in. And I connected with this DJ and him and I had like a lot of ideas, but long story short, it didn't work out. So then for a minute, I was just kind of like sitting on the idea and I was like, I don't know, maybe this is not a good idea. Like,
Well,
just the whole,
start
you know,
it, you're like, what am I doing? Why would
yeah.
I do this?
Like, Bianca, what do you think? Like, who do you think you are? Like, just typical, like, negative self talk.
Sabotage. That's what it's.
Yes. Yeah. I'm like, I haven't been teaching that long. Like, I don't know.
How long
Whatever.
have you been teaching?
Pilates for about a year and something now.
Wow.
But
That's,
like,
but how long did it take you to get the certificate certified?
oh my God. So they ideally would like you to be done in 6 months, but that was not my case. I think I waited like a year and something. And I was finishing my last year of school and I was like at an internship at a hospital. And then I let fear kind of,
Take over
eh,
a little
yeah,
bit.
prolong the process. I remember having a conversation with my boss. She's like, "Do you not want to teach?" And I was like, "I do. I'm just scared." Like, like this is I don't know. Like I was terrified. Oh my god! But thankfully, I had such a really like the studio I'm at. Like I've been there since they opened. Like there, I'm talking like demolition was still in place. So, I've grown a lot with those clients. So they really literally saw me start from like just checking them into class to then giving them a class, which is cool.
Wow, that's so
Yeah.
cool. I'm mind blowing. Like that is, oh, you gotta just do the thing. Anyway,
Exactly.
to be there.
Rip the band-aid.
Sometimes it feels insignificant, but you're there and people are seeing your face and people are like having conversations with you, community, and then they like see when you're gonna teach and then they go to your class and that's like a whole thing. But anyway,
Yeah. So, oh my God. So, yeah, back to how this all started. So then finally I reached out to this girl I met through oh my God, I don't know how I reached out to her, but something in my gut's like, maybe you should just reach out to this girl. Maybe she can help you. She's part of Daybreaker. And like I hopped on a call with her and I just said, hey, I have this idea. I don't really know. Like, I thought maybe she could help me. And she kind of helped formulate my idea. And she's like, hey, I have a contact for you at Casa Florida. Like, I'll connect you to the girl and maybe you can do your event there. And I was like, oh, whoa, oh no. And I started freaking out. Like, oh no, oh my
that,
God.
oh my God.
Yeah. It went from like,
I don't know what I'm doing. Should I even do it? To like, okay, you have a gig, just contact this person, you're in.
yeah, and the girl was straight up. So when I contacted the experience manager at Casa Florida, she's like, okay, cool. What date? Like, do you want to do it next week? And I'm like, oh my God, no way. Wait, hold on. So then I like, yeah, freaked out. And crazy enough, one of my good friends just got into DJing, and
Drop the
like,
name. Drop the name. Drop
his name is Lazaro Rodriguez. Lazaro. He doesn't
what?
have a DJ name, but like
Okay.
yeah,
Cool,
not
cool.
the DJ Laz, but his name is Lazaro. But he's like, oh my God, he's one of my great friends, incredible, and he's so talented. He's like in a band already called Young Americans, but he's transitioned to like DJing, and he was freaking sick, and
Amazing.
it was super cool. So we hosted it. I had 18 people go, and I was like, oh my God, this was
Wow.
nuts.
First event, you had 18 people.
Yeah, which
Bianca, what?
I know. I to this day I'm just like, holy shit! Like,
Freaking awesome. And I saw pictures and that's when I was like, whoa, you were asking about Instagram account. You were not asking about events and Discolates. It's so freaking cool. Like I'm so
yeah,
anyway.
thank you.
Oh my
And yeah, and then it's just like, I mean, it's just, and then the next one like sold out, and then another one sold out, and I was like, holy
wait,
moly!
how many have you done now?
I've only done 3, which is nuts.
You've done 3 in how many months?
So my first one I started in March. My second one, I forgot. That time goes by so fast. I think it was April. No, yeah, April. May, I wasn't able to do an event because that's the thing. Like, I'm kind of hopping around Miami, so
Okay.
it's when I'm able to make a connection with a venue space, then
Okay.
then I do it. June was a really, really awesome one. A friend connected me to her best friend that moved to Miami. And she has her own panty line called Oko. And her and I collaborated. We did like a woman empowered night with Pilates, and she gave out free underwear. And we did like a little power circle. I know.
Rachel, when you watch this, we need to get together. I told Rachel, remember
Oh
Rachel?
my God, Rachel
This
Valeria, right?
yes, she loves
Awesome.
Pilates. Honestly, I've never done Pilates in my life.
Hi,
So my first class is gonna be with you, and I'm gonna go.
Valeria.
So when is the next event?
Oh man, so it was supposed to be this month, and like honestly, this is why I tell like people that like are starting like I'm really blessed to say like I've gotten a lot of cool people gravitate toward my way to want to collaborate at my events. So the next event is actually gonna be well, this month I'm kind of figuring some details. It might not be a full-fledged one, but it's like a collaboration with a friend of mine that hosts these awesome like inline skate events. Because I want to be able to do like free events also for the community. So that might happen, but next month, fingers crossed, it's going to be on South Beach at the Moxie Hotel. So I'm just confirming the date. I sent the date over that can work for me. They asked me what date, so hopefully August will be like my next big one again. So
It doesn't matter when it is. I will
yeah,
be there in Discolates at Discolates. That's all you have in the name, right? At
Disco Lotties.
and I'm gonna be waiting. I'm so, and I'm so proud of you because that is it looks like such a vibe. So
Oh, I'm so happy to hear that.
so what's the goal with Discolates? Like, do you want to be hopping around forever? Is that what you want to do? You want to collaborate in different situations, maybe get to New York, maybe LA, things like that, right? Connections, community. That's
Honestly, yes. Like I don't really see myself like because a lot of people ask me like, "Oh, you just settle down, like open a studio," and I'm like, "Nah." Like I've worked enough in studios. Like I worked in a dance studio. I worked in Pilates studios. It is so like I give all the props to business owners like
yeah.
in a brick and mortar because like it is a challenge and there's so many things that go with that. And I like the beauty of I mean, I love traveling, number one. Number two, I just like the idea of having a wider scope of being able to hop around and connect with more people.
I love
So
that.
ideally, this is to just keep, hop around Miami. I have some people up in Broward that have reached out to me. So I'm hoping to go up to Fort Lauderdale. I connected with a girl today and I was like, hey, she's kind of connected in New York. I'm like, hey, anything in New York, tell me, I'll fly up there and do it. Like, so I would love to make this, yeah, like honestly worldwide if I can. I know it's not like that sounds big, but I'm like, whatever, you got to manifest big.
Yeah.
And eventually, I really do want to make it very focused on the arts, and as you're in the arts, me having a dance background, my older brother's in fine art, my middle brother's he's in philosophy. Like I come from a very artistic family. And my goal is to get more like people in the community, like people that might not know somebody. Like I hope to grow my it sounds crazy to say like my following. um but
Yeah.
I want to like put on people to different music and different people and just like have this like hub of like a collective of just so many artists. And eventually at my events, yeah, I would love to have like people do poetry or like I just anybody like anyone who believes they're a creative and like just make it a cool fun
Yeah.
vibe, like
All
someone wants.
creators out there, there's so many. Hit up Bianca and collaborate with her. She
Yeah.
all creators. Straight up. That is the best thing you've ever like I know people who make music that just put on this little thing. I mean, it's such a dream.
Yeah, like I want to give them that platform. Like, hey, if you're like, man, I want to like, because it's hard. It's hard. Sometimes you really need to know somebody to get somewhere. Like on it, and that's what happened to me. Like I had to kind of pay my way to get into this like venue space, which is cool. So my goal is to, um, make it to where I can bring people on. And like everybody deserves a chance, like there's like, of course, I would love to work with big time. There's some people, if I ever get to work with like a big time DJ that I love, that's like, hey, I want to
Would that be?
Oh my
who is
God.
that DJ, one DJ at the moment in your head that just popped up right now that you said, I want that DJ to collaborate with me in one of my events?
Man, maybe like Honey Dijon or something.
Oh
Like,
my gosh.
like that would be an absolute like.
That can happen. That can happen. We're the only ones that put limits on each other. I
It's so true. Yeah.
I believe that everything is possible when you have great intentions and when you are in community and you're meeting people and you're really passionate about something. You could have sat on this idea and said, you know what, like it almost happened. Oh, but
Yeah.
my,
100%.
I think every creator struggles with this. Like
It's so true.
even me starting like today's episode, I'm like, what am I doing? But I love it.
Oh, like when you told me, I was like, oh my God, Valeria, hell yeah. Like I love her. Hell yeah. Anything you do, I'm like, hell yeah, I'll support it.
So I think we all need to do what we love to do and
Yes.
and just come together. I think great things happen. Look, like you would have not been at Casa Florida if that your friend didn't hook it up, you know?
Right.
So I
Yeah.
everything is a hookup. And I think that idea of I get there first and I'm not gonna worry about anybody else, it doesn't work. Like
No.
proven. It does not work. You know?
Yeah. And people think like, I don't know. And sometimes I think people for like they let other factors get in their way. Like, you don't have to like be best friends with somebody, even someone that like, okay, maybe they're not your favorite person in the world, but if you both have a common goal and you feel like you can create something beautiful out of that, like I feel like that's where you have to know how to like be that business person and put that aside and be
Right.
like, hey, if this is gonna help me grow and to help this person grow, or mostly I guess like you, if it's gonna help you grow, it's all about being uncomfortable, being open-minded, and I mean obviously not losing yourself, right? Like, you want to keep your ethics, keep your
Yeah.
values.
Don't sell your soul.
Yes.
We're talking about this.
Yeah.
So can you tell me what was the most memorable moment in Discolates as of now? Like what is that moment that you're like, oh my gosh, you know what happened in one of my events?
Like good or bad.
No, the best, the best. No,
The best, probably like like the first one, like after I finished it, I was like shaking. I was like, I did it. I did it. I did it. I remember I called my boyfriend and I was like, I did it. I can't believe I did it. I was like on this like high all day. Like they're like, oh my God. Like here I was, like I had the worst anxiety for like weeks and I was like about to pull out. It was like, no, I can't do this. I can't. No, what if nobody shows up? What if this? What if, just like typical thing that like, the enemy in your mind wants to feed you so bad. And
for sure.
oh
Always, always.
yeah,
But you gotta just focus on the good, set on things above.
yes.
So that's really interesting because so in that first event, you had a DJ.
Yes.
While they were playing, did you serve drinks? Like, were there drinks? People could buy drinks.
So everybody was working out during that time, but they did have like they could go to Casa Florida after, and they had like a special brunch thing for participants, which was cool. So people like got to enjoy like brunch there, and like we had like some drinks afterwards, which was cool.
So cool.
Yeah.
It's like a hangout. So you get to work out. You make connections. You get to drink some. You get to dance some. I mean, what else do we want, right?
Right. Exactly. And that's like cool. And I was
Oh,
for so
you paused. You paused.
without. Oh,
Wait. Yeah, now we're back. We're
am I
back.
here?
Let's start again. So what was it?
Okay.
I
So I was seeing like I think a lot of times maybe I don't want to say it's just a Miami thing because I think this can happen anywhere, especially in any major city you live in,
mm-hmm.
where people are kind of they just associate like listening to music or having that kind of fun vibe, like they have to go out, you know, get messed up, and
No.
it doesn't have to be that way. Like you can just meet people just how you are. Those people do exist, and that's like another goal. I like, not that I'm like you can't drink, or like I'm not anti-drinking or anything like that, but I like that, you know, you can just know how to have fun in like a kind of a party environment without feeling the pressure of like I have to be
Another.
drinking or be messed up or anything. Yeah.
It's like not having mask. We don't need mask anymore. I think the best thing about a human being is their vulnerability and who they are
Yes.
as a person with imperfections, not perfections, right?
Exactly.
So I love that so much. So right now I am going to get into the ATM rapid questions. ATM
Okay.
means rapid, no. ATM means at the moment, right? So I'm going to
Cool.
ask you some questions.
All
They're
right.
rapid, okay? So you have
Okay.
to, are you nervous? A
A
little.
little bit.
Okay. So I'm gonna ask you some questions and they're at the moment. So whatever
Okay.
comes into your mind, that's what you're gonna say. And and first, before that, you have to guess a number from 5 to 20.
Funny. Okay. 17?
17. You get 17 questions at the
Okay.
ATM rapid. Okay, let's do it. So
Okay.
tell me when you're ready.
Um. mm, okay, I'm ready.
Okay, what is your guilty pleasure?
Guilty pleasure. Ooh. Oh my God. I love Pepsi.
Pepsi. Not into it, but I love it. Favorite
Yeah.
movie?
Soda. Sorry. What?
Favorite movie?
Favorite movie? Anchorman.
Oh yeah, okay, I know that one.
Anchorman.
Day or night?
Ooh, day.
What do you believe in? Believe in?
Mm. Definitely God and the universe. Spirit,
Levels.
spirit
Okay.
dad levels.
What? Who's your celebrity crush?
Ooh, celebrity crush. Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god! Right now, Harry Styles.
Watermelon sugar.
Yeah.
Okay. That wasn't really my voice, guys. Favorite snack?
Favorite snack? Ooh, I like apples with peanut butter.
Love it. I'm gonna have some after this. Favorite artist at the moment? ATM.
At the moment, I've been really, really obsessed with Tyler the Creator, like his new album.
Okay. You ever look at your screen time?
Sometimes, not all the time.
Neither.
Yeah.
Um, did you vote?
Yes.
Okay. Favorite thing to binge on?
Binge. Oof. Right now, in English, Money Heist. Got super into
Oh
it.
my God. Solid. What was okay? Last thing you ate?
Last thing I ate, a bag of chips.
Yum. What type?
Doritos. Coming from a fitness trainer, I love soda and chips.
Love Doritos.
Balance.
What time do you go to sleep?
Oof. 11:30.
That's early. Well,
Yeah. Sometimes I try watching the show. I'm trying to make sure it's 11:30 latest.
I like that discipline. Um, coffee or tea?
Hmm. I would say coffee, even though I'm not a huge coffee drinker, but I love a café con leche, so coffee, yeah.
Yum. And favorite hangout spot in Miami?
Ooh. Oh my god, oh my god. My god, I don't go out anymore, so I'm trying to think. I don't really go out anymore. I would say when I've gone out like Astra and Wynwood, that like rooftop, I like
Oh,
how open it
yeah.
is. They play pretty good music there.
Yeah, I've seen that. I like the little rooftop vibes, like
Yeah,
New York City.
you forget you're like in Miami for a second.
Exactly. And who did you last text?
I think it might have been my boyfriend. I think
Ooh,
should be my boyfriend or my friend, loose. I don't know, one of those two.
we already went past 17 questions. I just love asking you questions. And the last question I have before we go is there anything you want to say out here? Do you want to invite people to come to a Discolates?
Oh my God, yes. I'm dying to meet everyone. I want to see new faces. I want people just to come and vibe, and I always say it at like the beginning of my events. I say, "Hey, it doesn't have to be perfect. Like no moves have to be perfect. Nothing has to be perfect. You just have to be here, be yourself, have fun. Like that's the number one rule is have fun. So you can really get into that like flow state. And yeah, come meet me, hang out."
I'm gonna go with Rachel.
And you and Rachel, please come. I would love to see you. It's like been forever.
I forgot to ask you one thing. How did I forget to ask you this? Hold on a second. Okay, yeah, this is the most important question for me. Let's say you forever get to teach Pilates, Discolates to 10 people, and it doesn't go more than that. Would you be happy doing what you're doing?
I think so. I want to say if I'm able to still stay super creative and vibing the way I am, I like to believe I would be. Yeah.
I love that.
I just realized I didn't answer one of your questions, but this is like so past the time.
What was it?
You're like, I think you had asked me, well, how many people have, like, what's the biggest amount of people I've ever taught?
Oh,
And yeah, I just realized it when you just mentioned how many people. It was 23 people so far.
that's
So it's bigger than my studio. My studio, it's max 12 people. So that was like kind of double of what I.
have a studio? What do you mean?
Oh, I mean the studio I teach at.
We're at. Okay, I was like, hold on a second. I thought you
You're
were.
like, wait, what are you talking about? Yeah, the studio I'm at, 12 max reformers. So yeah, like community wise, that was pretty big for me. And they're gonna get bigger because I'm gonna manifest it. So just
Oh, me too. It's happening. Hello. More Discolates. I'm so excited, Bianca. Thank you so much for
thank you.
crazy project and letting me ask you all these crazy questions. And
I'm here for it.
I love knowing more about this, and I cannot wait to catch you at the next Discolates because I am so excited.
Thank you. Thank you. I really appreciate it.
Oh my God. I feel like great things are coming for you. And
Oh my gosh, thank you. I appreciate that. And that's been the coolest thing about this is just like I really haven't had too many expectations and I'm reading the four agreements right now. It's like one of the main things and I'm just gonna keep riding that wave and let all the good come, let go, let God and just vibe.
enjoy the ride.
With the ride.
I didn't even touch on that. But I heard you that you're in a relationship.
Oh yes.
Congrats. That's
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, it's a whole story.
supportive.
I'm sorry?
Is he supportive?
Oh, he is. He's super, super supportive, and he's been giving me some cool ideas too, with like little merch things to give out. So gotta give him a big
Shirts?
shout
You
out.
have shirts?
I don't have shirts, so I'm like, I love my logo, but like, I don't know. I don't know if I'll ever like add anything to it. So I've been happy with my stickers kind of right now. But I did make koozies for a pool party thing I went to and handed out some there. So I don't know, maybe if I get people wanting them, I'd make them. So I guess we'll see.
Love it. The more that you talk to me, the more I want to ask things. So we still have time for that one last question that I had for you. I also have another segment where I ask you, what does this post mean? I totally left that out and you reminded me. So I'm gonna show you a post from
Okay.
Instagram and you're going to explain what it's for. Like what does it mean? What are you trying to show there? What's up?
Okay, I like that.
I have it ready.
Okay, cool.
You actually posted this today. You actually
Oh, yes, that was.
it says doing fun with this Go app today for swim my accent today is popping. So what is this about? Tell me.
Oh man, okay, cool. So, you're good. So funny enough, like that app name is so like like I'm Disco Laddies and they're Disco, so it sounds like disco, but theirs is Disgo. So it stands for Discover and Go. They're actually they're a new app that's coming out. So think about like Eventbrite meets Instagram, like they had a baby together.
That's
So
mm,
yeah, so this app lets you host events there. They can either be a paid event or a free event. You can even host a birthday party on there. And a friend and somebody I know that I've kind of been working with on some little Instagram projects reached out to me and thought I would be a good fit for them. And I'm like one of their first brand ambassadors, which I'm really excited about. And it's an up and coming app. They are a partner, they're a sponsor app for Swim Week. I'm going to be posting some of my events exclusively on there versus kind of putting them on Eventbrite.
mm,
So for people to download the app, and it's a very interactive app, so you can like join chats and talk to people. They're really about bringing community within experiences. So you can go on there, you can make an account. You can, like I said, you can like literally, if you want to interview somebody, you could put on there like have an interview this day and people can RSVP to it. What else? They just launched this week, and so I'm going to be hosting some of it, like, so people have to download the app so they can get access to the info for my events. And I'm just really excited for this partnership. I got to go to an event for Swim Week today with them, and it was fun. It was cool.
oh, you look
Yeah,
good. You're
thank you.
life in Miami, Florida.
Yeah.
I love
I was super like a last minute thing. They're like, when I got off work, they're like, because I was gonna meet them up for a meeting. They're like, hey, you want to come to this event? I was like, okay, sure, why not? I had never been to a swim week event. Had never been to Joya Beach, so that was cool. Kind of being a little tourist in my own city.
good for you. You just
Thank you.
good for you. Okay, so that's it. I can't keep doing this.
All right, we'll get coffee one day.
Oh my gosh, Bianca, thank you again. Thank